Hello and welcome back to Art Therapy with Jenn. Y'all can see there on the screen I'm showing you my jar of magazine bits and all that goodness. We'll come back to that in a minute because today we're going to be putting those to use in a collage page. Now I'm showing you all my first ever finished art journal there, and this was the last page I had done on it, where I used tons of little strips of magazine weaved in and out to make the last page in that journal. And exciting news, I am actually on the last page in this composition notebook journal. Oh my goodness. So I'm really excited. That means a flip through soon and all that good business. And I want to carry on that tradition where I just make a big old bunch of collage texture and goodness using all these little strips I've saved doing all these pages over the last 2 years. So I'm just going to reach in that old pickle jar there and pull them all out and just lay them out and make a nice mess that I can just get my hands in and dig through, because y'all, that is all we're going to be using to make up the background of this page today. So it'll be interesting to see if y'all can pinpoint or remember some of the pages that I use these designs in. And there's strips from pages that I've used in this magazine or this art journal, this collage art journal, the witchy journal, the challenge journal, the just anything you can think of journal. Any little bit of paper that I thought still had some fun visual interest, I held on to. I love them, y'all. I can't give them up. I want to use them. So, and I had a particularly stressful, really sad week that week, and I thought, what better day than to do this? It's just something that calmed me and kept my mind busy and just put it to work. And there's something, I guess, just doing tactile things really helps me, and I'm able to be creative. And this was just so wonderful. You know, I always say my channel is called Art Therapy with Jenn, and this truly gets me through a lot of things. I started heavy art journaling back, I want to say 2015, after I was going through some pretty heavy and crazy medical things and having to wait and see what the next test was going to be and waiting on test results and all this stuff. I mean, I had such anxiety, and art journaling really brought me a lot of solace in that and relieved a lot of that stress, and I have just kept it going, and it is my sanity, y'all. You know, I can't afford therapy, but I can afford glue sticks, so that's my little art therapy. But oh man, this past week that I was doing this, this was toward the end of that horrendous week. Just all these things happening, and I just put all that energy into this page, you know, all those bad feelings and sadness and anxiousness and any of that type of stuff. I just infused in that glue, y'all, and just let it dissipate within those colors and textures there, and just put that on the page and just, you know, let it go. And I love this type of stuff too, because it keeps my mind busy, and I feel accomplished at the end because I have something that I have completed at the end. So it's just so wonderful. And I'm just sticking stuff on the page and whatever speaks to me. And I'm like, this can go here and that can go there. And, you know, no pressure, no rules. Just glue it, stick it down, weave it in between each other, layer it up. Just have some fun with it. And it's just been wonderful. I mean, gosh, it's one of my favorite things to do. And, you know, I've always said magazine collage. I love it. And I love that I'm able to have this outlet now where I can share that with y'all and hopefully, reignite that creative bug in y'all as well. And if it's not art journaling, hopefully it's something, because I tell y'all what, if I did not have this art journaling, I really don't know. Like, this is my true sanity. It really is, and it brings me back to focus and allows me to work out a lot of feelings. Some people do it through writing and things. I do it through digging through little strips of paper and gluing them on other paper. That you see there's kind of coming together. Like I say, no rhyme or reason, just mix those things together. And have y'all recognized any strips of paper from any other pages yet? If you do, leave me a comment down below. I'm always curious. Some of y'all have such wonderful memories and you're able to remember things and just details, and it's so wonderful. Gosh, well, guess I should get into a little bit of my week, right? y'all won't get on to me if I bring, just a little bit of stuff in here. So it all started, I would say, around April 5th. Those of y'all that are just know me from this channel may not know, I do have quite a few chronic health issues. And luckily, over the past few years, I have not had any really bad flare-ups or anything. They've been quite minor, and they've not really affected my work life or anything. But this past one was the worst one I've had in almost 5 years. It really limited my mobility. I had to miss 2 days of work, which thankfully I had sick days to use. I had to go back, in my opinion, too early, but we toughed it out, and my team is very wonderful, and they picked up a lot of the slack because I was moving in slow motion there for a couple days. Since recovered, feeling great. It's wonderful, but just in the midst of that, had two just horrible, really sad things happen. And let's take a closer look at this background first, and then we'll go into that some more. So that's what the background ended up looking like. Believe it or not, when I took all those strips out of the jar, it looked like a lot, but I ended up using about over 90% of them. I did not have many left, so I have lots of room in the jar to fill it up again. Do you see there's just everything mixed together and just this wonderfulness? Like I want to reach through the screen and like run my hand over it or something. But I decided to go through my little animal folder that has all my animal images in it, and to use images of cats. Now these are not pictures of my cats, they're pictures from calendars and other things. But so I was very limited in my mobility. I was basically stuck in bed for 4 days. It took me like 30 minutes to get across the house to the bathroom, and it wore me out. So I was pretty much stuck in bed for 4 days. And in the midst of that, one of my cats, Jasper, which some of y'all may recognize him from my intros, he's the really cute, big, chunky, black and white cat. And I'm always like, Jasper, every time I see him. Well, he's unfortunately been battling cancer for quite a few months. We've been spoiling him rotten and making him as comfortable as possible. And unfortunately, it was just his time to go. But thankfully, he went very peacefully and curled up on his favorite vent that the heat comes out of, even though he's not supposed to, but I always let him lay there. I don't care. So he passed away, and that was really hard. Thankful that he's not suffering anymore, but that hit me very hard. And then it was in the midst of me dealing with my health issues, and it was just really hard. And so I decided for this last page in this journal, I was working out all my emotions from that, and I was going to use cats as the characters of this page, because cats are such a big part of my life, y'all. They're just a huge part of my life. They have been for the last 27 years or more. I got a cat after my mother passed away, and I've always just very much taken to them. Like I said, that was over 27 years ago, and it's just something I take very seriously, to help cats and everything. and not a lot of people in my area have that same feeling. And they're a huge part. Y'all see them in my intros because, they're always here chilling with me, journaling with me. And I wanted to make them this last statement on this page. And then just to, expand upon that, about a few days, or no, just a couple days after Jasper passed away, we noticed Fluff, which is my cat. Y'all see in the intros, that's big, gray, and fluffy. She's very vocal. One of the most wonderful, friendliest personalities that I have ever encountered in a cat. I mean, oh my gosh. And to have her for over 10 years has just been a blessing. And we're going to zoom in there so y'all can see those cats on the background there. I didn't want to outline them or anything because I really wanted them to just be a part of the page because, they're interwoven all throughout my life. But Fluff, unfortunately, she was 16 years old. So she started exhibiting really concerning symptoms, some bleeding and things out of her mouth. And over that week, the symptoms worsened exponentially daily. And I was finally able to take her to the vet that following Saturday, which was April 13th, because that was the only day I could get there because of my job. And we headed out early that morning. And unfortunately, she had very advanced tongue cancer. And she ended up passing away that day as well, exactly 1 week after Jasper. Crazy enough, almost the same hour. So, like just a few minutes apart. So they're up there being buddies right now, but it was a rough week. And so back to the journal page. Y'all see me there. I'm just taking some plain old white cardstock, and I used a couple of my planner stamps. One says don't forget, and then there's the date that I stamped on there in between their name. And that ink pad is just some, I think it was like $1 or $2 Avery black office ink pad. And just wanted to make something, says don't forget, and their names, and then, the last day before they, their last day here with me. So, see, they're 1 week apart, and, I looked at the time. It's just eerie to me that it was almost the same exact hour, but they've been best buds for 10 years. So, now they'll be best buds, forever. So I think of it that way. And since their personalities were just so bright and fun and playful, I had to add some color to those tags there. So I just have some flare pens there. I used pink and purple for Fluff, and I'm using blue, green, and orange for Jasper. Love flare pens. I don't use them in journaling much, but I really love them in taking notes and all that, and using them in my planner. And I had to add a little bit more for pop, so I'm just using a plain old yellow highlighter, and I'm going around the border there. I love using just plain old office supplies to do art journaling and art stuff. I need to get back into doing that more, but that's what the tags look like up close with the embellishments there. I really like it. And that's going to be my words for today, because that's the story there, and that's what I want to pop off of that page there, because that, I would say, is the most significant events that's happened to me over the last 2 years that I made this journal. I'm just on a journey. I'm learning things from it. And we just put all that feeling into this art page, and we created what you're seeing here, a nice close-up of the page. I really like the way it turned out. I think it's a very fitting end to this journal. So be on the lookout. There will be some flip-throughs of this completed journal. And I'll see y'all next week with a new art video. Bye, guys. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. And go give them pets a nice pet on the head for me. Thank y'all so much. Bye.